Hi, everybody. We are on the road in West Seneca. I'm Kelsey Anderson.
And I'm Dave Graber.
We are at Rosina. So you probably know Rosina by the meatballs. We'll explain everything that they do here. And it is a massive facility. They are also expanding. So they are hiring. And we are going to talk about that as well. We know that the protein
It's big.
It's big right now, absolutely. So let's go introduce you to the
powers that
third
be.
generation of owners and leaders here at Rosina. We have Russ, we have Andrea, and we have Lauren. Just explain your titles. And your dad is Russ. Your grandpa and grandma were the ones who started this, correct?
Yes, my grandparents started this company in 1963, so we're about 64 years old, our company, managed by my dad and my uncle right now, and my two sisters and myself, along with a couple cousins that aren't here with us today. But yeah, this is a legacy company that has been in our family for a very long time now.
I love it.
If you're familiar with Kelsey and I, what we do at News 4 at 5:30, we actually had Russ's father on not too long ago to talk about the expansion. And of course, this was an important story that we wanted to tell. We feel like we talk about so many businesses that are closing across Western New York, but we want to highlight the ones who are investing in this community. And these folks are doing it in a huge, huge way. The other big benefit of this is a family company. And that, of course, is really special to you guys as well. This whole atmosphere here is very sort of family-esque. So talk a little bit about how you guys keep it within the family and how this expansion is important to the future of your family and the business.
Yeah, it's really important to the community. We want to stay in Buffalo. We love Buffalo. We want to invest and make sure we provide opportunities for, other people that are looking for employment.
I mean, this is a big deal. This is something that we talked about earlier, and what they're going to do is, and it's already happening, right? The work that is already happening for this expansion. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to have Russ talk about the expansion a little bit. That's more of his area of expertise.
Problem. So right now we employ between 700 and 800 people. We're going to be looking to bring more on board with our expansion that's happening now. The plant that we're in is actually about to double in size. The next 30 to 45 days we'll be up and running. And we just make meatballs at this site. So every day we come in, we start the equipment up, we grind meat, and we package meatballs.
Awesome. This is a massive facility. Obviously, the expansion is coming. It's also National Meatball Day, so happy National Meatball Day, everyone. And we have a big announcement coming up with a massive donation that Rosina is making on this National Meatball Day to feed more Western New York. We'll have more on that coming up. Rosina, the name, where does that come from? I know that's also very special to your family, your grandparents.
It is, yes. Rosina is my grandmother. Her name was Rose, but translated into Italian is Rosina. My grandfather, smart man, thought it would be a good idea to name the company after his wife. So I'm sure he got a couple brownie points for that. But, yes, so there's our logo there. And, my grandmother was a great woman, and she was the vision for this company. So it was only appropriate to name the company after her.
And how cool is it to work with the family day in and day out? Grandparents, parents, uncles, cousins, siblings. It looks fun. I know if I worked with my siblings, there might be a couple issues here and there, but explain that. Yeah.
So we're siblings, as you had mentioned, and we were always taught that family is everything. Family's all you have. So we grew up very, very close, still to this day remain very close. And, we work together great. We're all in different areas of the company that, we specialize in. And, of course, it's a little tricky sometimes, but we enjoy it, and like we said, we have another cousin, Frank, who couldn't be here today. He's in sales and travels. We have a great relationship with him too. Grew up with him, very close, and it means a lot. It means a lot to watch our dad and our uncle and the hard work that they do and have put into this company, and try to grow what their vision is as well.
We don't always see eye to eye on everything, but there is one thing that we do every day. We all sit down and we have lunch together. At noon, we get together, my dad, my uncle, my cousin, my sisters.
My grandpa started that.
Yes, so my grandfather started that tradition probably 20 years ago, and we carry it on today. So.
That is very cool. So are we talking about, Russ, this whole area in West Seneca? If you live in this area, you know about this plant. But for those who are outside, has this plant always held this sort of footprint? Has it always been this big, and you guys have always been here, and you just have expanded from here?
So our original plant, the company started on East Delavan Avenue in Hazelwood on the east side of Buffalo, and it was a very small sausage shop with the family living upstairs. We eventually moved to Cheektowaga on French Road, where our larger plant compared to Delavan was. And then 3 years ago, we built this plant. It's 105,000 square feet. We're putting a between 30 and 40,000 square foot addition on right now, so the plant is getting much larger. But yeah, this plant originally opened 3 years ago.
So we talked about earlier this sort of obsession that this country has with protein, and it's growing. That is a very perfect illustration of that. You guys are not only growing, but it seems like you're growing exponentially.
We are. As you said, protein is very popular, and meatballs are a great source of protein. I mean, per serving, you're looking at between 15 and 20 grams of protein in a serving. So it's a very good way to get protein and cost effective also.
All right, let's explain what we're looking at right here, this part of the plant. If you could just explain that really quickly, and then we'll move on to another area.
Sure. So what we have here is we have ground meat being added to a mixer off in the distance. And what we do there is we add the beef, the pork, whatever type of protein we're running for the day. We mix in the spices, some water, usually some egg. Give it a good mix, transfer it over to a grinder, give it one nice final grind, and then the product is then ready to be formed into a meatball, cooked and frozen.
Wow. It seems like you could pump out a lot of meatballs in a day or a week.
We can pump out a lot of meatballs. We make somewhere around 1 million pounds of meatballs a week out of this facility. And with our expansion, we are doubling that volume out of this site.
Again, exponential growth.
Yes.
Not many businesses can say that, Russ. I mean, that's a great place to be.
Well, we're committed to Western New York. We're committed to the business. My dad, my uncle, they're never afraid to reinvest in the business and invest in the community and invest in our staff. So we're committed to making a quality food safe product.
I love it. I love the lunch thing that you guys all sit down for lunch.
They are here. Russ and Frank, owners of the company, they are here every day, every single day. They make it a point to be here, be in the know of what's going on. They still have a hand in a lot of things.
Love it. I married an Italian. I kind of know about the food thing.
Right.
You sit and eat for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
Then you have to have the tea. Then you have to have the dessert. All of that. So I love that you guys have created, the cultural. Let's sit down, have a meal. If we're not getting along, let's work those things out over a nice big meal. That's awesome.
We don't know any other way.
Yeah, that is the way. Okay, we'll go to a different side of the factory. We'll talk a little bit more about that expansion. And then coming up, we're going to talk about that massive donation that Rosina is making for National Meatball Day to Feed More Western New York. We know Feed More really needs those donations right now. We'll be right back.
All right, everybody, we are back now in an area which we wish you had sort of smell-o-vision. This is literally the spice cabinet of Rosina Foods. Think about the little jar of oregano, the little jar of parsley and basil that you have in your spice cabinet. This is an entire bag of whatever that is, like basil in this case, or different ingredients. So this is the ingredient thing. And we wanted to show this because not only is this in sort of interesting area where there is a lot of production, but the amount of volume that comes out of Rosina Foods is pretty magnificent. And this area goes to a great place to sort of show that, because just what you're seeing on this rack, explain to us, Russ, sort of what we're seeing, the volume here on just this rack that Dan is kind of showing.
So what we have here is, like you said, we have essentially the ingredients that would be in anyone's normal pantry for any type of day-to-day cooking that you would have, except here, greater volume. So we have a centralized warehouse that's close by here in West Seneca that we store these ingredients in mass. We bring over what we need for the day's production the night before, and essentially this warehouse that we have in this building here turns over almost daily to support the production that we have going on. So common things that you would find in here are breadcrumbs, salt, pepper, parsley, basil, those types of ingredients.
What's interesting is think about this as if you were making a meatball in your house or in your kitchen. You would have maybe your ingredients laid out, a cup of breadcrumbs, half a cup of milk, a couple of tablespoons of parsley and basil and different ingredients, salt and pepper. You just have that on a massive scale. I love that. This is the prep. This is the mise en place for the day.
It is, yes. We have them, and we add similar type ratios, just at a greater scale.
Just at a massive scale. Like, look at all this garlic powder. I mean, this is a full box. I don't know, sorry, I'm amazed by it. I cook a lot, so this is really cool. This is a lot of parsley.
He's not exactly explaining exactly what's in your meatball,
right.
by the way, because we know your meatballs are so good and you want to keep some of that a little bit of a secret. All right, so we talked a little bit about that massive expansion. You guys are doubling in size and you're staying here in Western New York to do so, which we highly appreciate. Let's talk about the hiring you have going on, because you need probably double the amount of workers to staff that massive expansion. How many people are you looking to hire, and when are you looking to hire those folks?
Yeah, so without giving an exact number, because it's a little bit give or take, probably over 100 new people, but we do have onboarding events and staffing events that we do, open interviews, things like that. Those have been very successful within the past few months. We've had a few, and we have found very good candidates, really good workers through that process. So that's something that we're going to continue to do as well.
And what types of jobs are you looking for?
All jobs. So machine operators, warehouse, maintenance mechanics, admin roles. We are looking for anybody that wants to be a part of the Rosina family.
Part of the expansion also is adding more employees, but also adding another shift. I mean, this is a 24-hour operation. Can you talk a little bit about how moving to that as part of the expansion is also an answer to what employees here at Rosina have been asking for, and that's a better work-life balance?
Yeah, so just like you said, we are really wanting to push healthier lifestyles, work-life balance, things of that nature. We recently did a survey with our associates, and about 70% of the associates here felt that they would strive better on a 12-hour shift. Yes, thank you. And so that's what we will be moving forward with for this site that we're standing in right now, and we're really excited for it. We have a lot of excited people there. For an example, they might get a few days where they're working, and then they'll get 2 or 3 days off in a row, which is huge for them. They're going to know their schedule every single week. They can plan vacations now. They can just have more predictability, which is what they all wanted.
And more days off.
Yep.
Which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, great. Let's see what's in this big door here. So we saw all of kind of the dry ingredients.
The dry ingredients. Now we go to the wet, right?
What is behind this door here, Russ?
So behind this door, we have about 2 days worth of all of our perishable ingredients. So in this cooler would be beef, pork, chicken, any type of hard cheese like Romano, Parmesan. We might have some ricotta in here. Eggs, for example. The big blue totes down at the end there, those are massive tanks of basically liquid whole eggs that we add directly into our meat mixture to help give it that bind and the bite that everyone's come to love over the years. So, like I said, this cooler turns over, twice a week. I'm sorry, every other day or so.
Every other day, which is massive. I mean, here we are standing, of course, with the refrigerator door open. But I mean, how this has to be a lot of energy to operate. I'm assuming a refrigerator this size probably isn't one of those energy efficient machines.
Yeah, I don't see the Energy Star.
Where's the Energy Star sticker on it?
The outside of the door. So it does take a little bit of energy, but it's needed if we're going to operate a production at this scale.
To this scale.
All right, you are doubling in size. You need a lot of staff.
Amazing.
You have all of these ingredients. Give us really quickly if you want to apply for a job here at Rosina, and do so quick because they're looking for them now, how do you do so, Lauren?
Yeah, so we are asking everybody to go to our website at www.rosina.com, and we have a really awesome talent department, and they will work with you to get your applications looked through and give you a call to set up an interview.
I imagine a company like this provides a lot of on-the-job training as well, so folks don't need a whole lot of skills to come here, just probably be a hard worker.
Yes, and that's exactly right. You know, you can train anybody. You just have to have somebody that's willing to come in, have a positive attitude, follow our CCT culture, which is culture, communication, and teamwork, and just be part of the Rosina culture, and we can teach you anything. We have really great people that have been here for some up to 45 years that can show you the way.
Come be part of the family.
Yeah. All right, coming up, we have more on kind of that protein trend that we're seeing, some different meatballs that they're creating here to help with that protein trend, and even some lower sodium options, some healthier options that are becoming available. We'll see you in just a second.
To talk a little bit more about the meatball making process, Russ is going to walk us through what is on the line right now, and also kind of the changing, I guess, industry, or the changing how the industry is responding to the consumer's tastes, right? Those are changing. You guys are responding like any good company would. First, tell us what we're looking at here, and then we'll talk about how the meatballs are changing.
Sure, no problem. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at the meat that has now been mixed and ground, is being formed into a meatball. We're running our kid-sized meatballs today. And essentially what's happening is the meatballs are being formed and they're loading their way into the oven. So they're in a raw state here. They go through a fully cooked process so that by the time you get home with a package of our meatballs, they're fully cooked. All you need to do is heat them up.
Fantastic. Good.
And the smaller meatballs are really popular for the kids, and so you guys are coming out with a new product specifically for families with younger children.
Yeah, so we take a look at the market, what the trends are, and right now kids-specific packages are very popular. You know, the kids know how to refer to them in the freezer, so the parents know how to buy them at the store and what they prefer. We also are coming out with some newer innovative items that we know may not be Italian, but we love celebrating food and we love meatballs. So we're responding to the market. We go through what our data tells us, and we work closely with R&D and our operations team to make that happen.
What are some flavors that you guys have coming out? You're thinking, I heard chicken. That's obviously a very popular one. So people who are maybe not into beef as much, chicken, they have an option. And we were talking earlier, the advent or the addition of protein to almost every product. You guys are looking at stuff like that too.
Yeah, I didn't know until we came out with a chicken meatball. I didn't realize how many people don't like red meat. They like chicken and turkey. So that's a really popular one. Like we said, the mini meatballs. And there's low sodium options going to be coming out, and actually a high protein meatball that we're taking a look at. So more to come on those items.
Nice.
A high protein meatball.
Yeah.
A meatball you would already think is
protein.
full of protein. How do you add protein to a meatball? Do you make it bigger? I mean, I don't know if you want to give that information away, but how do you add protein to a protein-packed item already? Who wants to answer that?
I can answer
Okay.
that. So it's essentially through our formulation process. So yes, it'll be more meat, higher concentration of meat, maybe not some, reducing some of those other fillers and things like breadcrumbs to just get that, your daily percentage of protein up.
So it's not like you would use a scoop of protein. It's not like you're doing that.
Yeah, so it's not like when you're making your shake at home in the morning
right.
and putting it in your blender. It's with more premium ingredients.
Excellent. That's fantastic.
Okay, very good. So chicken meatballs coming out, kids meatballs coming out, low sodium options coming out, and high protein meatballs coming out. They're constantly evolving here at Rosina Foods. Yeah. Look for those products across Western New York at your local grocery stores. Okay, coming up, we're going to talk about a huge donation that they're making to Feed More Western New York on this National Meatball Day. We will be right back. All right, we went through the whole plant. You saw the meatball making process. This is kind of the end where it gets unloaded and packaged. And as we learned as well, all of your meatballs are fully cooked, so it makes it easy for the consumer to just eat at the end of the day. So we have a big announcement on this National Meatball Day. You guys are making a massive donation to Feed More Western New York. Andrea, why don't you take it away and tell us about that donation?
Sure. We have about 15 pallets worth of product that we are donating. Some chicken meatballs, Italian-style meatballs, and home-style meatballs. It equates to about 15,000 pounds, which is about 500,000 meatballs and 110,000 meals for families in the community. So it's really important to us. We love to be able to give back. We love more than ever to feed people, and there's no more perfect way to do that.
500,000 meatballs.
Pretty. That's many, and that's what they do. They say it's 1 million a week. Is that what you said?
We do about 1 million pounds a week.
1 million pounds a week. How many? I mean, could you imagine?
Yeah.
500,000 meatballs.
Yeah, it's quite a few meatballs, and like I said earlier, doubling the capacity of the plant, we'll be doubling the output, doubling the jobs in the area.
Why is it important to give back, especially Feed More Western New York, which is really struggling right now, needs more help, has had less federal funding over the past year?
So we are really excited to be able to offer the frozen protein items to Feed More. We know that they don't typically get donations like this of this size, so it's nice to be able to help them be able to use their resources in other ways and towards other things that they need to spend that money on.
I feel like so many people in our community, so many more people in our community each and every year, especially the last couple, rely on the services of Feed More, of food banks, of other areas, even the city mission, things like that. And so you guys are in the middle of a big hiring jaunt, getting 100 people. There's a pretty decent likelihood that some people need assistance from the community. What better way to support the community than support people who have supported you guys, right? I mean, here you are asking the community to say, hey, come out and work for us. What better way to give back than something like this?
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to remain a family-oriented company, and like my brother and sister have said, it's just extremely important to continue to give back to Buffalo, give back to our community. We will always remain that way.
It's good stuff. It really is. It's an important stuff. I mean, this has been a fantastic tour, just the revelation of seeing what goes on behind here and seeing something you might make in your kitchen every day, like a meatball, on an industrial size. It is really impressive. And what actually Dan and I, our photographer, were saying off camera and telling Russ and the ladies here is that this plant is immaculate. Now, of course, they're making incredible food here, and there are rules and regulations. But I've been in a lot of factories, a lot of food factories, and I'm telling you, not all of them look like this, are as efficient. There's no wonder this is America's #1 frozen meatball company. I mean, you guys, you're walking the walk without question.
Yeah. All right, thank you for taking us on this awesome tour, for showing us around, and thank you for the donation to Feed More. They don't often get the protein, which is so highly needed, those types of donations, so we appreciate that as well. And we know that Feed More Western New York also runs the Meals on Wheels program, so that's going to help a lot of our elderly folk in the Western New York area as well, that donation. All right, thank you so much for joining us on this Monday, National Meatball Day. We will see you tomorrow on Buffalo Brief.